Think about the last time someone left you out. Maybe it was a group chat you weren't added to. Maybe it was a party you heard about after it happened. Maybe it was something smaller, a colleague who walked past your desk without saying a word. It stung, and not in a metaphorical way. It actually hurt. Here is what nobody tells you. Your brain processed that moment through the exact same neural circuits it uses to process a broken bone. The same pathways, the same signals, the same ancient alarm system firing in your chest. And the reason why reaches back further than civilization, further than language, further than anything you would recognize as human life. This is the story of why rejection hurts like physical pain and what that pain is actually trying to protect you from. Your body is running software that is roughly 50,000 years old. Most of it works brilliantly. Some of it makes your modern life feel like it is constantly on fire. The part that handles social rejection sits right at the intersection of both. In 2003, psychologist Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA ran an experiment called Cyberball. She put participants inside an fMRI scanner and had them play a simple virtual ball-tossing game with two other players. Midway through the game, the other two players stopped throwing the ball to the participant. They just cut them out. No explanation, no warning. The participants sat there, watching others play a game they were no longer part of. Their brains lit up in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insula. These are the same regions that activate when you experience physical pain. Not similar regions, the same ones. Eisenberger published her findings, and the scientific community did what it always does with uncomfortable truths. It argued about them for a decade before accepting them. But here is what makes this strange. You were excluded from a computer game, by strangers, in a lab, for 30 seconds, and your brain treated it like an injury. Why would evolution wire things this way? Think about your ancestor, not a distant one, just a few thousand years back. No cities, no agriculture yet. A small band of maybe 50 to 150 people moving across a landscape that wants to kill you. You cannot hunt alone. You cannot survive a harsh winter alone. You cannot raise children alone. You cannot defend yourself against a rival group alone. Every single thing that keeps you alive depends on other people keeping you close. Now imagine you do something that makes the group pull away from you. They stop sharing food. They stop including you in decisions. They turn slightly away when you approach. In that world, that chill is not social awkwardness. It is a countdown to death. Your brain evolved to treat that chill as an emergency. The pain you feel when you are excluded is not a glitch. It is your oldest warning system screaming at you to fix the problem before it kills you. Anthropologist Dunbar at the University of Oxford has spent decades studying the relationship between social group size and brain development. His work, what became known as the social brain hypothesis, argues that the dramatic expansion of the human neocortex was driven not by the need to make tools or track prey, but by the staggering complexity of managing social relationships. Your brain got bigger, in large part, because other people are hard. Keeping track of who trusts you, who owes you, who you can rely on, who might betray you, that cognitive load is enormous. And it mattered more than almost anything else for survival. Which means your capacity to feel social pain is not a weakness. It is a feature. A very expensive, very old, very powerful feature that kept your ancestors alive long enough to pass their genes to you. But here is the twist. The environment has changed, the threat has not. You live in a world where being left out of a group chat carries zero survival consequences. You will eat tonight regardless. You will be warm. You will wake up tomorrow. The exclusion means nothing in the literal, biological sense. But your brain does not know that. It cannot tell the difference between a text notification and a 50,000-year-old campfire you were just turned away from. The circuitry does not update for context. It just fires. This is why a single harsh comment on a video can ruin an entire day. This is why being ignored by someone you admire feels disproportionately awful. This is why you can replay a social slight from 6 years ago with perfect emotional clarity, as if it just happened this morning. Your pain system is not overreacting. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The design just has not caught up with the world you are living in. Researcher Ethan Cross at the University of Michigan has studied what happens to the brain when people recall experiences of social rejection. His team found that the neural overlap between social and physical pain is so deep that participants given acetaminophen, basic over-the-counter painkiller, reported lower levels of social pain after taking it for 3 weeks. A headache pill blunted the ache of rejection, because at the neurological level, they are the same ache. That finding sits in your hands for a moment. Pain relief medication reduces hurt feelings, not because feelings are imaginary, but because the pain is real. Now let us go deeper, because rejection does not just hurt in the moment. It changes your behavior in ways that are sometimes devastating and almost never useful in the modern world. When your social pain system fires, your brain enters a threat state. Attention narrows. You become hypervigilant to cues of further rejection. You start scanning faces, tones of voice, silences, for any sign that you are about to be cut out again. This was incredibly useful when a frown from a tribe elder could mean exile. It is less useful when you are trying to read a neutral email from your boss and interpreting it as hostility. In this threat state, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thought and emotional regulation, partially hands the wheel to older, faster systems. Your thinking gets less nuanced. Your empathy narrows. You become more likely to lash out, withdraw, or cling. None of these responses are irrational from an evolutionary standpoint. All of them are designed to either protect you from further rejection or force re-inclusion through emotional display. But in your life today, they tend to cause the exact problems they are trying to prevent. The clinginess drives people away. The withdrawal looks like coldness. The lash creates conflict. The system designed to pull you back into the group ends up pushing people further out. And then the real cruelty begins.